Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you to let me involved in this interesting and fruitful research and allow me to present the case study of Mapping Social Solidarity Economy Organizations, a case study in Indonesia. My name is Eri Trinurini. I come from Indonesia. I am the board member of the Bina Swadaya Foundations as well the board member of the ASEAN Solidarity Economic Council and the RIPES, the Intercontinental Network for Social Solidarity Economy. These presentations consist of 4 chapters. First, the concept of the SSE, and the second is the organizational system in Indonesia. The third is the result of the mapping. The fourth, including the conclusions, is making SSE in Indonesia. Working concept of SSE, cultural background of solidarity. From the cultural perspective, solidarity comes from gotong royong, means working together, a cooperative system in the agrarian community in the rural area. The philosophy of gotong royong is the connections of the people. If someone doesn't involve in the gotong royong activity, they will get fewer help from other in the future. The gotong royong spirit is still existed, but to some extent it has been eroded by the industrial society. From the perspective of market economy, gotong royong doesn't support to the society motivations to be creative and competitive. Definitions of SSE. UNF SSE defined as an organization, enterprise, and network that are diverse in the nature, but it shares common values in development objective. In Indonesia, SSE is not well known, but there are similar movements to SSE such as cooperative movement and economic Pancasila movement. Civil society in Indonesia, SSE requires a stable civil and democratic society in practice. The concept of civil society in Indonesia is more influenced by Western traditions. Civil society is understood as a sphere outside the family, state, and market which are created by the individual, collective organizations, and institutions to pursue the common interests. The momentum of civil society in Indonesia was occurred during the Suharto fall in 1997. The reformation was remarked by the shifting of the centralizations to decentralization as well as calling for more freedom of speech. Since then, many CSO and NGO has been established. Indonesia economic system. Indonesian constitutions, particularly Article 33, said that the national economy is structured as a collective endeavor based on the familial principle. Besides, the fifth principle in the Pancasila said about the social justice for all Indonesia. This principle has similar meaning to the solidarity principle. But in practice, the economy system in Indonesia is a mixed system with more influence from the new liberalism. While the Pancasila economy is still being discussed, the Sharia economy has been introduced in 1980. The Pancasila is aligned with the Sharia values. The incomplete policy and regulations to support the national economic framework is one of the cause factors of the policy inconsistency. Many regulations related to the economy are still referred to the Indonesian Civil and Commercial Code, which are developed in the Dutch colonial time. The draft bill of these codes has been prepared and waiting for approval by the House of Representatives. Organizational system Indonesia. There are 2 clusters of legal entity, governmental and private owned. The government news policy enabled the public service unit to shift to public service body who can manage the service unit more autonomous way. The other cluster is private legal entity, which consists of for-profit and non-profit organizations. The limited company is the popular one used in Indonesia. The state-owned enterprise is also used the limited company as the legal entity. The for-profit legal entity has a various types such as firma, limited company, cooperative, and etc. Cooperative is a membership-based legal entity. There are 2 types, primary and secondary. The primary consists of at least 20 members and the secondary consists of at least 3 primary cooperatives. There are 2 types of non-profit organizations, foundations and associations. Foundation is non-membership organizations with separate asset. The objective is to attain certain goal in the social, religious, and humanitarian fields. The law on mass organizations is considered on the freedom of association and freedom of expressions as part of the human right. Social enterprise is not a legal entity. Social enterprise has been introduced in 1983. It is an organization with any legal entity with the social missions along the business. Results of mapping SSEO, institutional map of Indonesia's SSE organizations. From 28 organizations, there are 8 organizations identified as a SSEO and 20 organizations as partly hybrid organizations and others. This number of organizations is represented the common types of organizations in Indonesia. In practice, there are various types of organizations under each legal entity. SSE organizations, type of legal entity, company, foundations, associations, and cooperative. NAS type, associations and foundations with income-generating activities. Most NGO and labor union are part of this group. Democratic features, practices in this field is difficult to observe. However, the law stipulate the general meeting system and or the deliberative discussions. FDS type, microfinance institutions, it could be company and cooperative. These include the conventional and Sharia system. Partly hybrid organizations, social economic type, foundations established by the company with the social missions. Social democratic type, association including the not registered like friendship and religious-based political party. Economic democratic type, for-profit organizations. Companies law obligate the company to do CSR, but less government institutions responsible to monitor it except in the sector of mining, oil, and gas. Others, characterized by the influence of other outside organizations in economic and democratic features. Public service type, state-owned company. Solutions for social problem type, autonomous state university. Institutional map of SSEO based on main field activities and resource of establishment. This metric tries to map the organizations based on the main source of establishments in the horizontal line, and the vertical line there is the main field of activities. The line between the block in this metric is not a solid. That means there are wide range of the field activities and sources of establishment. From this figure, we can see that the most of sources in the limited company come from the monetary, and the scope of work are dominated by the oriented issue. Most organizations working based on the geographical area are the neighborhood type, such as family, village family, welfare, and empowerment, etc. Besides, there is also SSEO working in that area like the village cooperative unit. Making SSE in Indonesia. This chapter will describe organizations that has not yet been discussed in the previous chapter. Informal sector. 98.7% of the total number of the enterprises in Indonesia is the micro enterprises. ILO divided the informal sector into two groups, informal sector workers and the home workers. Many of them are women, and they do not have access and link to the industry who employed them. Community-based organizations. There are various types of community-based organizations. Based on initiative of the establishments, there are three types. First, initiated by the government, initiated by the project, and by the community. They mostly have no legal entity, but it is recognized by local administrations. Source of establishment is human resources. BUMDESA, or village-owned enterprise. BUMDESA is institutions established upon the enactment of the village law. The law said that the BUMDES has to be managed based on the familial and solidarity principle, but the law doesn't mention specifically the legal entity of the BUMDESA. The number of the BUMDESA is equivalent to the numbers of the village in Indonesia. It's around 75,000 units, so it is very strategic in contributing the equality in the village level. In practice, many BUMDESA establishments has preferred to the company rather than cooperative legal entity. Some critique to this from the CSO are, first, the regulation is not consistent with the law. The second, the company legal entity of BUMDESA and decision making could be steered by the village elite. It could hinder the community participations in the deliberative meeting. Conclusions. The assessment concludes that the policy framework in Indonesia has not yet fully supported the social solidarity economy. There are already 10 from 28 organizations identified as SSE organizations, and the rest is partly hybrid organizations. Nevertheless, there are actually several numbers of informal and traditional organizations which are practicing SSE principles. Suggestions to enabling policy framework of the SSE. Policy consistency in favor of cooperative. Give the equal chance for the cooperative to participate in the business. Affirmative policy for SSEO in kind of tax or other form of incentive. Bridging the informal sector to access the government services. Protection and support to home-based and micro enterprises. Strategies for strengthening social solidarity economy organizations. First, mainstreaming strategies, strengthening centripetal institutions among the SSEOs. Second, transformative strategy for PHOs and SSEOs. One of the good practice here is the Bina Swadaya Foundations, who transform from social development organizations to social enterprise. The third, community strategy. This strategy is aimed at building and diffusing vibrant community economy and promoting decent work through SSE business. The best practice here is the common kitchen of Kampung Mataraman in Yogyakarta and Cafe Farmers Cooperative Alco Cooperative in West Sumatra. The fourth, civil society strategy. This strategy is aimed at strengthening civil society and service innovations through SSE or responding to the people's various needs and social diversity. End of my presentation. Thank you.